everyone. Today's interview is with young Seabass. I'm going to invite him in now, but while we're waiting for him, I wanted to send another thank you. Their music, poetry, podcasts, everything. Um,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm all right.
All right. So you ready for your interview?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you see me clear? I'm outside.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
you're a little foggy, but I can see you. It's
Okay.
like a little light behind you.
Yeah, I'm outside. Inside the house was a little noisy. I had to step away.
Okay. Um, so I always ask everybody, how did you come up with your name?
Well, see, like I was born in Philadelphia, and all of my friends, when I was young, they called me Seabass, and that's how just I was like, all right, well, Seabass will be my name, and I was like, well, Seabass is already taken because I looked it up. Seabass was already taken, so I was like, all right, well, I was young when I got it, so why not Young Seabass? And I decided to spell it, Yung, be out of the ordinary.
Okay, well that works.
Yeah.
So you said you're from the Philly area. So how long have you been in Pittsburgh?
Um. So I don't live in Pittsburgh. I actually live in Somerset. I go out to
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, with my music producer. You know him, Jay
Hmm.
Bird. So me and him will go out and try to find places to perform. Uh, I want to say this month, the first Wednesday of June, the 4th, we went to Pittsburgh to the Forgery Winery, and we performed. But that was my second time actually performing like my own set. Uh,
Okay,
but fourth time overall.
nice. So I drive through Somerset all the time when I go to visit my family. So do you guys know you live in your own weather system out there?
Oh, the weather out here, it could be like it'll rain one day and the next it might snow.
Yes, I've come through the tunnels and it has been snowing like crazy on your side. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the weather out here it's it's weird.
Yeah, yeah. You guys definitely have your own weather system. So, how long have you been in music?
um, about 6.5 years now. Uh, I always wanted to make music, and then I finally decided to start when I was in my senior year in high school.
Hmm.
Uh, and then everybody in high school made fun of me for it, and I told them just watch me blow up, and y'all will find out on how big I can get.
Yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
Now, when I first met you, you said that was your first time performing.
Yes.
Okay, so what have you been doing? Like just making music and
Um.
finally decided to get it out there, or?
Well, I like creating music. That's my dream. One day I hopefully will become bigger, and Jay helps me out with that. He will mix and master my stuff. Uh, he's a good friend of mine. I actually ran into him one day at work. That's how I met him. The first time I actually got to meet him, we were in an elevator, and he looks at me. He goes, "So, a little birdie was flying around, telling me you make music." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I want to show you some of my stuff, and you show me some of your stuff, and maybe one day we'll collaborate." And then I want to say like a week later, we made a song together, but that song was only out for like a week. He took it
Mhm.
down, and then we redid it, and then he reposted it. It was up for like a couple months, but then he took it down because he told me he switched genres in his music, and he wanted a different fan base or whatever. So I was like, all right, it was a good song though.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, I think that's cool that you guys travel together and everything. So, how did you know you could make music?
um, Honestly, I I just just started writing stuff down and like poetry. That's like in English class we would write poems, and I'm like, well, if you listen to music, it's kind of like poetry. You just gotta make it rhyme, and that's when I started, start writing stuff that rhymed together, and uh, that's practically how I got into it. But uh, I'm not sure if you know who Juice World is. Before he became Juice World, he was Juice the Kid, and I, watched him as an underground rapper become more famous and more famous. And after he blew up, I was like, I have to do it.
Okay. So it's kind of just a drive
Yeah.
to get it done. All right. So you have a different perspective because you're out near Somerset. Um, how how would you compare the music? Like, how do you feel about the music scene where you are? If there is one, there must be one, and how it is in Pittsburgh.
Um. Well, there's a couple artists out here in Somerset. I'm actually friends with most of them. Uh, the scenery from the music out here in Pittsburgh, I mean, they're kind of the same. Other than a lot of people out here in this area like to listen to country music.
Mm.
I'm not I'm not a big country music fan, but if I have to, I'll listen to
All
it.
right. Good places to perform out there, or just kind of hit and miss.
Kind of like a hit and miss. I work at a bar, and
Hmm.
I talk to the owner and seeing if I can perform there, and he only accepts DJs or a band to come in to do rock and roll. Because there's a lot of older people in there. Older people want to listen to other things too,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Um, so here's a tip: find a band and mix your genres together,
See,
and then that
I've
way,
been thinking about doing that. Sorry for cutting you off.
oh no, and then that way he's letting in the rock band, but you're also getting in to perform.
Yeah, maybe I should do that.
Hmm. Have them back you up on one of your songs, but technically it will be a genre mix. I'd give it a try.
I'm
Worst thing
might have to,
is
I'm gonna
no
have
later.
to, I'm gonna have to find a band to collaborate with.
All right. Well, we can work on that together if you'd like. We'll figure something out.
Okay.
But so what um, what is your thoughts on pay to play? I always like to ask people that.
What was the question?
What's your thoughts on pay to play? Like you have to pay to perform somewhere.
Um, if I have to pay to perform somewhere, I will do it. As long as my voice gets heard around in that area, that's all that matters to me.
Okay. All right. Um, some people are there, like it depends on the situation, if it makes sense for them, stuff like that, or if it's competition
Uh,
or anything like that.
to me, it really doesn't matter. As long as my voice is getting heard, that's all that makes me happy.
Okay, okay, all right. So what is a hobby you have that people wouldn't expect?
Cooking. I
Oh,
am
you
a
like to
great
cook.
cook. I've been
What's your
cooking by.
favorite?
What was that?
What's your favorite dish to cook?
My favorite dish to cook. Um, I like cooking Philly cheesesteaks, but honestly, anything. I can cook anything.
Okay. What would you be doing if you were not doing music?
Cooking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, even though I do that right now, but uh, I I always told myself if music doesn't work, then I will make my own business and a food truck, and I'll travel the whole country.
All right. What kind of food truck?
It wouldn't matter. I always told people, since my nickname is Seabass, I would call my food truck Seabasses, but then like under it, it would say not just seafood. So it'll be Seabasses, not just seafood. So like I will cook seafood, but I'll also cook other things, and I'd like to travel around this United States and get known for it. But
Okay.
that's how I want my music to be too.
Okay. All right. Cool, cool. Um, so if you could perform anywhere, I mean literally anywhere, money didn't matter, time didn't matter, nothing, where would you perform?
Honestly, the biggest city in the United States of America. I would love to perform there. So
Oh,
LA,
LA.
LA.
Okay. And if you could perform with somebody, dead or alive, who would you choose?
There would be two people. Jay Bert the Prime. I would always love to perform with him. That's my man right there. Uh, but Juice WRLD, I would love to perform with him if he was still alive.
Okay. All right. Um, so what would you change in the music scene? You've been out there, sat back and watched what happens and everything. What would you change and improve in the local music scene? And local can stretch to Pittsburgh since, yeah.
Um, Honestly, I like it the way it is. Um, if I could change anything, um, more bass in the beats.
Okay. All right. Um, so tell me about your favorite song tell me the title of your favorite song that you have done and why it's your favorite.
Um, so I like all my music, but everyone have showed my music to, they all like my song "Tell Me." Uh, I honestly don't know why, uh, but everyone loves it. Like my dad, I love my dad, but he tells me I sound like a robot in every song I have ever done. But other than "Tell Me," he loves "Tell Me." He will listen to that all day.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Isn't it always the song, like, I'm not a singer, but isn't it always the one song that you're like, meh, everyone loves? That seems to be what happens to people.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's not the song you would choose. People love, but that's the one people love.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just never know.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Um, for those of you that have joined the live, you can feel free to ask questions or comment while we're speaking, and we'll get to them. And thank you for being here on the live. So, what um, what are your goals? I know you said that like you just want to sing everywhere and go everywhere, but like you said you want to get bigger. Bigger how? Like, do you want a Grammy? Do you want to be a household name? Would you like to?
um, Honestly, I could care less about the awards. I just honestly just want my voice to be heard. Uh, you can if you listen to any of my music, I don't mumble. You can hear every lyric I have ever written. Uh, I want my words to be heard. I want to just become bigger than what I am right now. Uh, there was this one point in time where I did a song with a guy. His name's Jay Nito. He lives up in Baltimore. Him and I did a song called Earthquake. I'm not sure if you heard that. Uh, that kind of blew me up for a couple months. I was heard in like 86 or 89 different countries because of that. Uh, I had over like 30,000 monthly listeners on Spotify at one point, but they all disappeared. I feel like it's because of the fact that like I stopped making music after that,
Mhm.
and people just want to listen to newer music. And it ain't just I have to focus on music. I actually have like stuff to do in my life to like get ready for other stuff. So like I have to like make more money to get more beats in and to get a recording session in. uh it Money's like important.
No, no, I feel you. I could do this all day long, but let's be honest. I, like other people, have bills to pay,
Yeah.
life. So, Bad Biddy 420 wants to know what's your favorite song that you have made?
um Favorite song I have ever made. It's
Mhm.
actually unreleased right now. I actually performed it at the Forge Winery when you were there. It's called Going Fast. It's part of my album that I am making.
Mhm.
Uh, the album is called The Elite Album. I've been making it. It's been like 2.5, 3 years since I started the album because I had to get my life together. Um, but yeah, I would say "Going Fast" is my favorite song.
Okay. And you said that'll be part of your album. Do you know when around time frame you might release that or?
Um, Honestly, no, I do not. uh,
Okay.
there's this one song on the album called "Elite," and uh, Jay Bird, he's on it, and I've been waiting for him to do his verse for over a year now. I actually just got done talking to him. I want to say a couple days ago. I told like I randomly called him, and I was like, "Yo, you need to do your verse. I want this album to be done." He's like, okay." I'm like, "Don't me." We need this. I need the song to be done. I need this album because, like, like I'll walk around Somerset and random people will drive by who listen to my music and they'll yell out their car, "Hey, when's the album gonna be done?" And I'm like, soon, hopefully."
Jay Bird's in here. He said, "What's the most difficult song you've made?"
Oh God, all of them when it comes to him,
Oh.
because I go to him to record,
Hmm.
and I'll have like moments where I have voice cracks or like uh while I'm reading my lyrics, like I sound like I'm reading them instead of like actually rapping. And he'll pause it. He'll hit the space bar. He'll be like, "Do it again." And I mess up. Do it again. Do it again. The first song I actually had with Juice or not with Jaybird was "Earthquake." The first song he actually mixed and mastered for
Hmm.
me. Uh, that song that song took a while. Because before I met Jay, I had another music producer. His name's T Burke, and uh, no offense to him, like let him do him. But like when I would record, it felt like he didn't care for
Uh,
like on what I did. Like if I felt like I knew like I had a voice crack in it, or uh, like I knew I messed up, he'd keep it in the song. He'd try to like mix and master it, try to fix it in a way, but the way he mixes and masters stuff, he likes putting like a deep voice behind your actual voice, and like I don't know, it caught my attention. I just and then I met Jay, and Jay said he'll do it for me, and he did. He did an absolute fantastic job on Earthquake, and after that, I just stuck with him.
nice. Very nice. So, yeah, Jay Bird's in here. He better get that piece to you, right?
Yeah.
So, I always like to ask fun questions. So, I have this fun book. It's called The Conversation Piece. So, you need to pick a number between, uh, okay, you can pick a number up to 380, and then I'll ask you a question on the page that you picked.
47.
Okay. Oop,
That's my lucky number.
okay. Um, what is something you forgot once that you will never forget again?
Um, Honestly, my wallet.
Okay, that's pretty big, pretty easy. You forgot
uh,
your wallet.
yeah, I left it at a bar one time. Yeah,
Oh,
that was not fun.
all right, all right. One more number.
um, let's see, 88.
Okay. Oh, this is a neat one. Okay. Suppose you could eliminate television commercials, but still had to fill the time slots. What would you choose to replace the commercials?
Can you repeat that one more time? You started glitching out.
Suppose you suppose you could eliminate television commercials, but still had to fill the time slots. What would you choose to replace the commercials?
An advertisement for my music.
Oh, okay. You answered these too quick, but all right. I get it. I, I always wanted to make TV when I was a kid, smell-o-vision. He could smell most of the good things.
Yeah.
All right, so you talk about getting bigger. You want people to know more about you and everything. So where can they find you? On
Um, you can look me up on anything. As long as you look up Young with Yung, and Seabass is spelled with a $. So me and Jay, we have a joke about it because he one time asked Siri on his phone to play me. He said play Young Seabass, and his phone said playing Young $eabass.
Eva.
So if you have trouble looking me up, just look up Young $eabass and you'll find me.
All right. So you're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram,
I'm on everything.
everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you list it that way for Spotify. I know you're on Spotify. Um, and
YouTube, uh, iTunes, uh, Apple Music, Amazon Music. There's there's so many music apps out there.
Yeah. And then I saw, because, I do my research before I do interviews, that your music comes up. I can pull it up on social media to add to videos and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. And I think that's really important. I try and tell artists that I work with that, you're already publishing, your music to Spotify, all that stuff. And granted, everyone's got to work to have money, but for a couple bucks more, post it to the social media stuff or do the social media pack, because you don't know who's going to use your song for a video, or like I just used one of an artist song that had nothing. He had nothing to do with that video, but his song fit the video style very well. So I always think that's important. So I'd like seeing that you're on there. Um, I could pull you up on TikTok or TikTok music, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool.
So Jay told me uh, to use TikTok to promote my music. I'm
Hmm.
not a big TikTok fan. I've told everyone that I think it's, to me, honestly, a lame app. I really don't like scrolling through my phone through like videos and whatnot. But he's honestly right. TikTok is the most used app nowadays, and that's the best way to promote your things. I have made. I only got 3 videos on TikTok, but I honestly didn't really care for the app. But now that I'm honestly thinking about it, like TikTok is the biggest app to use to promote. So I was considering on making more TikToks to promote my music.
I mean, you could do something simple like post a photo of yourself and then just have text over your photo. You know, this is my favorite song. Thank you for something like that. Make it real simple. TikTok is a dream, but I find a lot of independent artists on
Hmm.
there. And actually, the last probably 8 songs I just uploaded to the radio station um, are from TikTok. I reached out to them and they sent their music over. So yeah,
Huh.
it may be annoying, but it's worth it.
In the long run, it's worth it. Yes.
I see KG versus Universe just joined. I think he's still there. Do you have any questions for young Seabass? Um, while we're waiting to see if he's still in here, what I also was going to ask you, what is some advice you would give a a person that was like you, knows that they want to go into music? What would you tell them?
Keep your head up, ignore the hate, and keep pushing forward.
Okay.
You got it.
Um, good, good. And what is something what's a learning lesson that, something happened and it was a huge learning lesson that you could definitely share as advice for somebody?
A learning lesson. Honestly, I do not know. Uh, just like I said earlier, just keep your head up and keep moving forward.
Okay. You are just a pretty easy, laid back person, aren't
Yes,
you?
I am.
Good. Um, so I have some emails to send out today to a few artists that I told them what I would send. And I want to send I know of a few open mics that are really, really good that I can send your way that maybe you and Jaybird can roll into Pittsburgh to hit or something.
Okay, yeah, I'm
But
down for that.
yeah. Um, and if you have more music or when you start getting ready to release that album, talk to me and we'll do some stuff on radio to focus in on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
hopefully I get this album done. I gotta wait for Jay to do his verse, and then on top of it, I gotta wait for my cousin. My cousin makes music too. I gotta wait for him to do his verse on another song called UFO. Uh, and then one friend of mine, his name's Solo Doe. He's on my one song, Cappin'. I have to wait for him to put his verse on Elite as well, because the first song Elite is me, Jay Bird, and Solo Doe,
Huh.
and then after that, it's just so on and so forth. But I'm actually going to take my song down, Cappin', and have it remastered and remixed because of the fact that the person, like, that's the first time I actually didn't go to Jay to get my stuff mixed and mastered. I went to a different studio with Soludo, and the guy, he really doesn't know how to mix and master rap music and whatnot. He usually just does bands.
Mm.
Uh, so I told Soludo to hit him up to get the stems so that way I can email them to Jay and that way we can mix and master it, make it sound better. So I will take that song down and repost it soon.
Okay. Nice. Well, you're going to be busy this summer.
Yeah. Very busy.
Well, that's always a good, sometimes that's a good thing.
It is. It is.
Get you closer to your goal. So, is there anything else you would like to add um, to the interview or
Um,
ask or anything?
if you have any questions, I'm glad to answer.
Let's see. What is something about you that people would not guess?
um, if I can make like any other type of music than rap, I mean, I feel like I can make something else other than rap. Uh, I probably could do a country song, but like I said, I'm not into country. Uh, there was this one guy I met down in Pittsburgh when Jay and I no, Jay was performing for he was opening up for NK47.
Mhm.
Uh, there was this guy named Nexus the League, and me and him, we started talking, and he does like rock and roll rap type thing,
Oh,
and like he told me he'll teach me how to sing from the chest and the stomach instead of just coming out of the mouth. And I was like, well, we need to get together because I definitely need to learn that.
okay.
So I feel like I am lyrical and I can rap on any beat that comes my way. But I feel like on top of that, I need to learn other things too.
Okay. All right. So that is a question I didn't ask you. Of course there are genres out there, but if you can make up your own genre for your own style of music, what would it be?
I used to listen to rock and roll, so I'd say rock and roll.
Okay. Um, and well, that's how you describe your music right now.
Um, describe my music right now. No, my music right now is straight up rap.
Just straight up rap. Okay.
Yeah, I love doing it. I love I like writing poetry, and on top of that, it's all you got to do is like say it, sing it, fast, slow, and put it on a beat, and it sounds good.
Okay. So, how long have you been writing poetry?
Oh, since like a kid, poetry is one of my favorite things to do.
Oh, okay. Um, have you gone to any like poetry readings?
Honestly, no. I got told I should, but yeah, I should.
You should. At least one, oh, poetry reading or something. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll take my fiance out to one of those, and we can just share the moment and enjoy some poetry.
Well, that would be lovely. See, that's a date. All right. Well, I am out of questions right now. However, I tell everybody, once we're done with the interview, it will get posted on Instagram, and I'll be able to send you a link to this interview so you can use it wherever. Um, and oops, sorry. I also will post it, the audio on Spotify, the video on YouTube, and the audio on RCA radio.
Okay.
Um, and then I will do a little, like, uh, you know, 20-second to 1 minute clip of this interview and put it on TikTok and tell people where they can go to see or hear the rest of it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So when that's all done, I will send you the links and tell you what's up or everything. But Instagram would be pretty instant.
Okay.
Is there anybody you want me to tag in once I post this video on Instagram?
Anybody I would like you to tag?
Uh-huh.
You could tag Jay.
Okay. All right. So I will do that. And thank you for doing the interview today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we'll stay in touch. And I look forward to seeing you guys again.
I look forward to seeing you down there too.
Yeah.
I actually had a blast that day.
Oh, good.
It was fun. I had a blast.
Good. I'm sorry I had to run out. That was the only time I had to pick my daughter up from work. And usually she would have been done around like 10:30. And of course that night she's like, I'm going to be done right at 9. I'm like, of course you are. I got to fly all the way back on the other side of town to get you. So next time I'll be able to stay longer and actually hang out. Because I do. I like those things. They're a lot of fun.
I feel like, I don't feel like, but I know that the first Wednesday of July, I feel like me and Jay are probably going to go down there again.
Okay.
And I believe we're going to bring Solo Doe along. He said he liked the experience as well, going down out there and performing his music. He told me most artists that you find nowadays, they actually got big from doing shows like that, open mics and whatnot. So
yes, I'm glad you said that. I got so close to the camera. I stress open mics are important. It gives you a chance to, like you, that was your first time performing. Well, that first open mic, it gives you a chance to get used to a stage, work on your your moves and flow and everything. Gives you a chance to try out a new song.
yeah.
Gives you a chance to hear what your song sounds like out in the world. And some people just don't want to be bothered with open mics, and I'm like, why? You never know who's sitting at an open mic, and maybe that's when you find out a song that you just knew was it is not it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, oh, that needs to be reworked. But I think they're a lot of fun. I know I told Jay Bird about one. There's one at Mr. Smalls.
Yeah, he
Uh,
told me about that.
yeah, it's on Mondays. So I haven't been to that one, but I do want to get to that one and see what that's like. I hear it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit him up and see if we can do that.
Yeah.
I'll definitely go with him. As long as, I get to have fun and play my music in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
That excites me.
Yeah, I hear that one's pretty popular, too. And then there's a few others that I've been checking out. But yeah.
Well, the Forge Winery, it's a good location. I honestly like it there. even though I performed twice there, I think it's a great location.
Oh, it is. I've thrown a couple shows there, and it is a great location. It's a great stage. I really like it there.
I like it.
Yeah, parking's easy.
Now,
Um,
would like it more if they would sell actual beer there, but but it's okay. I'll just drink the hard liquor and I'll be good.
yeah. um, but yeah, that place is really good. Great stage, great venue, easy parking. It's all good. All the things I look for. So, all right. Well, I am all done. But again, thank you so much for being on here. This was
Oh,
fun.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see you again, hopefully in a couple weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, have a great day,
You too.
and I will talk to you later.
Yes, ma'am. Have
Bye.
a good one.